Well, I think sort of interesting but sad thing for me to watch is J.D. Vance. Vance now claims to be a Catholic, a relatively recent convert to the church, and I like Vance personally. I think Vance is a good guy, and in the past, at least, he's been quite personally pro-life. But what's sad to me is that Vance has now gone through. Now that he's become Trump's running mate, he's just inevitably been kind of swallowed up in the Trump brand, the Trump campaign, and he's gone back and like scrubbed or modified or revised more robustly pro-life language of his in the past to now he's just repeating whatever Trump says, and I don't quite want to say he's lost his soul, because that's like this very dramatic sweeping thing to say, but I think he sold a little piece of it. Put it that way. It's like he sold a little piece of it and allowed Trump to put a T on it. And that's sad to me. It's just very sad to watch. And I would have been interested to see the kind of candidate that Vance was if he hadn't been forced to hitch his wagon to Trumpism.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. And what I will say is, again, in the whole panorama of things, when I look at Trump, I don't know that. First of all, I don't think Kamala is any less ego-driven than Trump. I knew her as the Attorney General here in California when she went after David Dalton and the Planned Parenthood video. I mean, you're not going after the criminals, you're going after the guy who exposed the criminals, because who they exposed was Planned Parenthood. That's just evil. Yeah. That's just evil. Yeah. And the only reason she's doing it is for political points. She's a political opportunist, and she wants the accolades of being the person in charge. Right.
But she didn't have mean tweets.
Yeah, she stepped over. Yeah, she stepped over Biden. I mean, Biden is like, he's like, what just happened? Where did I get hit by this truck?
This might be one of the problems with like evangelical naivete. This idea is, so long as somebody just appearance-wise looks happy and friendly, they must be morally pure.
Yeah. So here's how I kind of boil it down. I would think that as a political operative, and given the moral station, I would say Trump is probably a little bit below Bill Clinton. I think Bill Clinton's a better political operative than Trump. But their morality is
about the same.
About the same. But here's the thing. What drives Trump is seeing his name in gold on his plane, seeing his name in gold on his hotels, on his golf courses. Yeah. As long as you say, hey, Trump, you're doing a good job. Hey, Trump, can you be in the middle of this photograph? You're fine. What Trump then does is he does what he did with his personal and his professional life. He says, okay, I'm going to get several vice presidents who seem to know what they're doing, and I'm going to put them in charge. And if they know what they're doing, then great. I'm going to let them run. And usually he picks some pretty good people, and he did that in the first term. This is why we got the Supreme Court judges that we got, because those candidates were wanting to, make that point through the Heritage Center. But Trump, all you have to do is please him for him. But Kamala's egotism, you have to change who you are and what you believe. And that's dangerous to me. The left wants you to say, no, anybody's a woman. No, you can't have separate. They want you to change you.
It's motivated.
So of the two, that's a dangerous point. Yeah.
Bethel, you want to get
in. So I mean, of course, I agree with everything you're saying about Kamala. We're all on the same page as far as that goes. I do think Trump has a bit more agency, though, than you're ascribing to him. So yes, he was willing to appoint good justices. He got Roe overturned, and now he kind of wants to use that as a chip, so to speak. Like, hey guys, I did this for you. Now do everything forever and ever for me. So I do unfortunately think, though, that Trump is exercising some more agency. He is imposing some more of his own will over how Republicans think and speak about and approach the abortion issue. And it's not actually just that he's taking his hands off, let the states do everything. He'll actually sort of lean on people to his right because he's worried about losing popularity. He's worried about losing votes. So if there's a state level politician who he thinks of as, ooh, that's a little too extreme, that's like too conservative, too far to my right on abortion, you shouldn't do that. Trump does not approve. That's going to have a dampening effect, let's say, a kind of a trickle down effect. And it's going to render, I think, the whole party in the long run more impotent and much weaker as a voice, as a political organ, because it matters whether Trump likes you or not. If you're a state level politician, it's important. Is he going to endorse me? Is he not? Losing a Trump endorsement could be a big deal. So the effect of that is people could, sort of like Vance has done, betray their own consciences in quiet ways, modify their own stances, modify their own thinking. And that's a kind of a slow corruption from within. And I mean, if David French had just contented himself with making that point, I think that's a salient point. But then the problem is that then he sold all the way out, and it's
actively
like
endorsing,
right, and now actively endorsing Kamala, which is like
that's a good point. There's a gradual sort of numbing of the conscience there that can happen as you give more and more over to the guy who you think is at least going to fend off, Hannibal, before the gates, right? Which is the Democratic Party. I mean, I guess, Lenny, what you're kind of saying is, though, that Trump's narcissism is more personal, but the Democrats, it's like an ideological.
Yes.
Right. I mean, it's like, I don't see Trump as an ideologue.
Right. I agree.
Sense,
right. I do agree with that. That is true. But I do see where his personal narcissism and his desire for popularity is running up against an authentic pro-life stance. Because abortion is popular. Right. That's the problem. Abortion is popular, and Trump wants to be popular.